What's up? Hey, it's Detroit Madman, and we're about a week away from Christmas, but I've got some eBay pickups that are new. I got the rest of that Black Friday 2 sale from A1. Remember, we had Black Friday because they put the big sale on Black Friday. Then we had the Black Friday 2 sale, which was the following weekend, and you saw about 40% of that haul. And then, believe it or not, tomorrow we've got the Christmas sale at both A1 locations, which is including 60% off of back issues and 10 to 50% off on wall books, which is again going to be crazy. I've already got some stuff scoped out that I like, and I think the price is right, and I think it'll be a deal to pick up. So back to this haul, this week's pickups. Oh, and then I have one book that I got off eBay. I can't wait to show you. It's pretty cool, and I think you'll like it. But first up, going back to last week, some stuff I didn't pick up. I think this came out last week. Was Back to the Future 3 with that Archie cover. I thought it was pretty cool. And then this book's been doing pretty good. It's the second issue of Monstrous. I know some of you guys out there are picking that up. And then for this week, picked up one poly bag and opened it up, and it had this blue sketch cover. That's kind of cool. Harley. So I wasn't going to go all crazy with it. I've actually been buying a lot of stuff on eBay the last couple of weeks because the deals have been there. And I found a couple of tools out there that I've been doing every night that I think has helped me find some books. So it's been cool. Next up, check this out. Ex Mortis 2 by 451 Studios. This book's pretty crazy. Yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, it might be a little hard to find. I know only one of my shops gets like 2 or 3 issues in when it comes out, so take a peek in that. And then picked up 2 of the sketch second printings, Howard the Duck, and that has the Gwenpool cover sketch variant on it. I saw Chris point out that this doesn't say that it's a second printing on the barcode, which is kind of weird. But he picked up a couple over at We Love Comics and pointed that out, so thanks for the info, bro. Next up, been waiting for this. I love this comic series. It's called Southern Cross, and it's been a while waiting on issue number 6. So finally got that. And then the second issue of Batman Europa. I didn't read this one yet. Art was amazing in the first one. I opened this up 2 or 3 pages and it looked okay, so can't wait to check that out. Then picked up Silk number 2. This is just the regular cover. Not bad looking book. I have no idea what's going on in that, so. And my new book pickup of the week, which I think this book's been out a couple of weeks, but I just haven't been able to find it. And one of the shop owners out here, Ken, was able to pick me up 1 copy. He actually got 3 copies total, but 2 of them were banged up and only 1 was good, so I don't know. I haven't seen this anywhere else at any of the other shops. And I think the first issue, this is number 2, I think the first issue was just insanely low print, so we'll see. It looks pretty crazy. And then digging into back issues a little bit this past week. Actually, this book here came from Half Price Books. I got this for $1. And it's the director's cut of Superman, the New 52 number 1. And I like the Batman one I got a couple of weeks ago, but this one's just okay. It's got Romita Jr. pencils, and I just don't like the kind of manga. I don't know, I'm not going to say it's a manga style, but it's just a newer style that they do the artwork in, and I'm getting real turned off by it in a lot of the Marvel books and a lot of the, I don't know how to explain it. I just like the older style of drawing more, and I think in the new year, I got to be honest with you, I'm going to cut my new book buying way back to maybe just Batman and a couple of the indie titles that I like, And that's it. I want to put the rest of my efforts into buying stuff like this, which is this last 2 weeks of pickups on eBay. I found a niche collecting point that I'll talk about in my next video, and I want to show you guys a bunch of stuff. And I just want to go into a little bit of golden age collecting, and I found a way to do it on the cheap, and it's working out really well for me, and I'll show you guys that in my next video. But this was just okay for me. It wasn't as good as the Batman one, in my opinion. And then next up, I just was looking through a stack of stuff that they got in new, and I saw this in there, and I've never seen it before. And it's got a character on there. His name is Buzz. So I had to pick this up. It only cost me, I think this was $1.50. But it's Spider-Girl number 18. And I love that villain here. I think it's a villain, the Raptor. It's pretty cool artwork on the cover. I picked that one up. And then these two right here were Batman number 389. It's got an appearance of the Black Mask in it, but I fell in love with the cover. I actually saw it at one shop and then put it on my list to see if I could locate it at the second shop, and they had one copy as well. I think I paid $2.50 on one and $4 on the other, $3 or $4. But yeah, I really like that cover. I don't believe there's any significance to it other than it's a Black Mask appearance. Could be wrong. I just never saw it before. And then another impulse buy that day was this Captain America 200 that he had sitting on the counter. And I think this was cost me $3. It's not bad. It's got this crazy little bubble up there with the explosion. And it's got Jack Kirby artwork in it. And it looks really good. It's really a throwback to the 60s. And this is a bicentennial issue, so this came out in the summer of '76. That's really cool. This was one of those late night impulse buys on eBay, and I could have done without it, honestly. But it's got about 6 or 8 stories in it, and one of them's, it's got this Ghost Rider story in it, which actually wasn't even that good. And it also has a Wyatt Earp story. Had a guy named the Black Mask, Apache Kid, Gunhawk, Western Kid, a lot of kids. But it was just okay. I think I paid like $5 to get it shipped. I think it was like $2 and that I paid for it, and then like $3 shipping. Like I said, I could have done without it, but it was just an impulse buy. And then this I was kind of stoked about. It was sitting on the counter on Wednesday, last Wednesday I think, when I went to get my books, and they only had it marked at $3, and it's perfectly good condition. I actually started reading this. It's the 4 issues of The Death in the Family, and it's pretty good. You've probably seen this a million times, but pick that up for $3. And then check this out. I got this on eBay. I had wanted one of these for a while. This is the Chromium edition of the Superman number 1. And I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I love the Chromium covers. And I think I got this for like $7 shipped. And I see these all the time on there. People asking $35, $45 for them. You know, I had one, I think I bid $20 on one time and got outbid. But just love the Chromium look on covers. And out of the plastic, this thing looks really dope. But I was happy to get that. And then going back to the Black Friday 2 sale, which was actually the week after Black Friday. These are books I picked up for my Iron Man run. And I'll show these really quickly. Most of these I paid maybe $1.50 to $2.50 for. I don't think I paid over $3 for any of these. So I got issue 61. This is a good cover with Whiplash. That's issue 62. That's pretty cool. I got issue 74, 78. This one's cool. 77, 82, And then 2 issues I was buying at 2 different stores and I didn't update my list. So I got 2 copies of 86. They're both pretty good. I got an 87. Got an 88. And then 89, this thing, I actually paid up a little bit for this one. The cover, there's something about the color scheme on the cover that I like a lot. And this thing is near mint condition. As you can see how white it is compared to the backing board there. And it really was a phenomenal pickup. I like the cover. It's got white pages inside. And it's just, as to me, when I see early or mid Bronze Age stuff with the white covers, I get excited when they're this bleach white. And like I said, the color scheme on this really got me. And as ETA Nick would say, it's a freak of nature. I know there's a ton of high-grade bronze stuff out there, but not in the circles that I shop at. You know, I'm digging through back issue bins, and stuff like this doesn't usually show up there. And I think the guys at A1 maybe made a mistake of having it there for the price it was at. They don't make too many mistakes, but man, this thing is beautiful. Usually this would be, you know, in the behind the counter stuff that would be priced higher and isn't for sale on sale days. It's actually, everything's for sale on sale days. It's just not 50% off. That would be like a, you know, $20 book that you would get 20% off of normally. But they had it marked at $9.90, so I got it for half of that. I was happy. And this one was another one that was in pretty good shape for pulling out of the back issues, and I got this one for like $1.50. So it's issue 92. You can see how nice that looks. And then ugly cover here. I don't like this cover at all. I don't know what it is about it. Just turns me off a little bit. But that's issue 102. Pretty decent shape. And then again, another cover. This thing is just repulsive. I can't stand even looking at it. Like, whoever drew this, I should have looked it up, but man, this was one of those covers that looked like it was rushed in a day. Iron Man is just goofy as hell. Look at that. It's so bad. That's issue 104. And then let's get to some really nice covers. Pick this up for the Daredevil run. Issue 101. Beautiful Bronze Age book. Love the artwork on it. Just drawn beautifully to me. Love the fonts they went with for the words. Just great. And then another one. All these Daredevil early 20 cent, 25 cent books, I really like the covers on. Here's another one. The Disciples of Doom, issue 98. Black Widow. Gorgeously drawn. And then we've got Black Widow swinging in to help. We've got Daredevil and the Dark Messiah, issue 97. Issue 95, another amazing action cover. 20 center. Man Bull makes the move. That's pretty good. Another issue 92, Black Widow. The Blue Talon. Daredevil looks in distress. That one was like $1. And some Silver Age stuff for Daredevil that I picked up. It was a really good week. Last couple of weeks. This is a nice higher grade issue number 44. I don't know how good you can see it in a video, but the whites are so white on this. As you can see, the backing boards on these are bleached white, so you can kind of use it as a comparison. Page quality in this one is white to off-white. Really nice. This book is supple. You pick it up and open it up, it feels like a new book, a newer printed book. It's really nice. It's issue 44. The funny thing about this one is I thought I had this for the longest time. When I wasn't carrying my list around, I came across it on several occasions and didn't pick it up. But I'm glad I didn't, because I got this one for $5 as part of that Black Friday number 2 sale, and it's one of the better conditioned books that I was able to pick up in that sale. And then next up, I've found this a few times for the Daredevil run before, but it's always been so banged up that, and I like lower condition books, but there's something about the Statue of Liberty in this, one of these photorealistic covers that Marvel did. They did a bunch of these back in the late 60s. And so I just waited on it, and I'm glad I did, because this one I got for less than $5. And it's really nice looking. Has a really good appeal, and fully nicely intact book. Steal for $5. And then another $5 purchase. I think this might be another one of those purchase of the days, but I was able to get Daredevil number 20 off the list. You can see there. And I was able to do that for $5. I love that logo up in the top. It's so cool looking. But that wasn't the best Daredevil book I picked up this week, or the lowest number. I got this one on eBay, and I was inspired. Again, We Love Comics. Chris got a huge run of early Daredevils, like issue 1 through 5 or issue 1 through 6. And I said, you know what, I want to hop back on and get some Daredevil. After that, I went on and found this on eBay. I forget what I paid for this. It wasn't that much. I think it was like $20 shipped, maybe. So, completely stoked about that. How cool is that logo, too, with the yellow background? And I love the perspective. It's kind of hard to see in the Mylar, but I love the perspective on these. Stiltman had a bunch of issues in Daredevil, lots of covers, and this is one of my favorite ones. And then at the sale, one thing I did jump back into was a few DC books, and they had a nice little restocking of their Silver Age DC, and so I got all these for less than $5. I got picked up The World's Finest number 133, and I just love this cover. The color on this cover, and the I like the the old lightning bolts from Silver DC books, and so I was stoked about getting that one. And then found another World's Finest that was a monster book, kind of like some goofy monsters on there, so I picked that up. And it had, for the Silver Age, I thought it had a really great looking modern action shot of Superman. Usually a lot of books for me that DC did in the Silver Age, at least the covers, were kind of goofy, people standing around, positions that weren't very heroic, but like I said, Superman looks pretty damn heroic on this book. So I like that. And then that leads me right into one of these what the fuck books, man, because I don't know what's going on here, but I was still intrigued to buy it. You got chubby Batman and Superman there. The Mystery of the Crimson Avenger. It's World's Finest 131, and it's some kind of thing called the Strange Weapon. Look at Crimson Avenger's outfit. Is that just horrifically colored? And you got some masked guys down there in the corner. I don't know, but there was something that, like, I was drawn to this book by how bad it was. So, but it's in really good condition, so I picked it up. It was like $4.50 or something like that. And then this one I was actually pleasantly surprised to see this because I liked the subject matter. You had Batman throwing a kryptonite batarang off the wing of the bat plane. And check it out, the saga of Superman versus Batman, which I think is a theme that's pretty much ongoing right now with the movie coming out, so I thought that was pretty dope. It's $5 well spent right there, in my opinion. And then saw a Bizarro cover, and I don't know, Adventure Comics and Superboy. And I'm not really into this, but again, there's something that was attractive about the coloring on this cover, so I got it. And then I saw a bunch of Supergirl comics, and now I got a question for you guys, and I'm just not the DC guy. Is there a difference between Supergirl and Superwoman? Because a bunch of these comics I bought say Supergirl, and then one says Superwoman, so I don't know. But anyways, I thought this was a pretty cool one, and she's flying the horse, the super horse, out of the Fortress of Solitude. So pretty interesting there. And then this one, just the colors on this one blew me away. This is Action Comics number 330. The diabolical Dr. Supernatural. More sinister than Luthor. More craftier than Brainiac. And it's just weird. Look at this cover. But at any rate, so there we have Supergirl again. And then I got the Black Magic of Supergirl here. And this is Action Comics number 324. Again, I thought it was a really cool looking comic, color-wise. And then you have the diabolical looking evil Supergirl. So that was cool. And then, so now this one says Superwoman. It looks like the same character to me. I don't know. I'm just not up onto this stuff. So this is Action 332. And how Superwoman trained Superboy. So if you guys have any insight to why, is it two different super beings, Superwoman and Supergirl? I don't know. Whatever. But it was a decent looking comic. And then I saw this in a haul video, and I definitely wanted to get this for myself. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 592, and it's got that Salvador Dali-esque crazy looking cover on it. So I thought that was pretty dope. I got this for $4 at Ken's. So I was happy to get that after seeing it in someone's video last week. I was pleasantly surprised by this one. There's a bunch of, issue 130s, 140s, 150s, 160s and up. Typically at all of A1's shops, they keep them in stock out in the back issues. They go half off when the sales are, but typically they're, obviously mid-grade or lower. So I was happy to find a nice high-grade copy in there. And I got this one for $4, I think it was. And it's got Doc Ock on the cover with Hammerhead, and that's issue 158. And again, just a beautiful colored comic there with the whites. And next up, another Bronze Age comic I was just stoked to see. Look at the condition on this one. Got the beautiful date stamp up there in the A, perfectly inside the A. And that's Avengers number 129. It's one of my favorite covers. I had this comic when I was a kid, and I've always loved the perspective and the drawing on this and just all the heroes and their poses. So look at the color on that thing, though. Isn't that awesome? Avengers 129. Next up, beautiful Bronze Age book, Avengers 103. Got that black all the way around framing. Sentinel cover. Heroes in action. Beautiful book. Getting down to some good stuff now. Picked this up on eBay late night. I think it was like $15 shipped for a mid-grade copy. So I didn't have it. I said, no, it's a no-brainer. Picked that up for $15. I believe it's the first appearance of Black Mask. Next up, picked this up. This was an eBay purchase. And that's X-Men number 45. My X-Men game has been strong lately. I don't think I've won a single haul in my last 5 or 6 without having a decent X-Men book. So this one's cool. Definitely mid-grade. It's got a little bit of tanning on the cover, but as you can see, the spine is tight. Not even that many ticks on it. And decent looking book. Definitely for what I paid for it. Next up, was totally stoked to find this. This is an eBay purchase, and like I was telling you before, there's not a whole lot of Spider-Man comics, that I haven't seen before that I don't initially recognize. And this was one of them. I came across it online. I was like, I haven't seen that book too often. It's just not a comic that's crossed my path many times in Spider-Man, which is very rare. So definitely decided to pick it up, and then when I got it, it even looked better. He had it listed as, I think mid or lower grade. So when I got it and it looked this good and was as nice as it was, I was happy. And none of this stuff broke the bank right there. Finally got a decent, I've got a copy of this already, but it is definitely extra crispy. And this one is flat and supple. And I love the timestamp or the date stamp on it. Look at that, Jan 1767. And that's issue number 47. Kraven the Hunter, Amazing Spider-Man. Just a classic looking cover. Next up, this was one of my most surprising purchases. I actually paid a lot for this book, a lot more than I think I normally do for just single issues on eBay. but it's in such high grade, and it's so supple. Like reading this book when I got it was just an experience because of how awesome it felt in my hands and how nice the pages are inside. It's got white pages inside, and it's just a beautiful cover, and I fell in love with it when I saw it. It's an early silver appearance of Batgirl, and it's got Robin and Batman on there. Just awesome looking book. I think I paid like $40 for it. And then, but I don't think that was my buy of the week. I think this was my co-buy of the week right here. I picked this up at that Black Friday sale. I actually was sitting there talking to another YouTuber when one of the guys at the shop there was showing this book to someone else. And like I was saying, they had like 20 or 30% off of Issues Behind the Counter where these were located, and they had 4 copies of this. They had one that was marked 9.4, one that was, and they wanted like $260 for it. And then they had one that was 9.2. I think that was like 100 and change. They had one 9.0, which was like $60. And then they had this one marked at VF minus, and I think it looks better than the one they had at 9.0. It's just awesome condition book, and there's nothing wrong inside and out on this book. So yeah, I got that. They had it marked at $39, and I think it just cost me a couple of bucks over $30. I think I got it for $32 out the door. And stoked to have this. I was surprised I didn't have this already. There was a little bit of a run in the 250s and 260s that I had from a collection, like 15 years ago that I got. But this was the issue that wasn't in there, obviously, and picked that up. So awesome buy for me. But I really got to say the buy of the week is going to be this. When I flip it around, you're going to shit. I know I shit having this book, but it's not. Don't get it twisted, as others would say. It's not all that it appears. But it's Green Lantern, number 76. Neil Adams, one of the most iconic books of our time. And I picked up a coverless copy of it. The guy had it priced kind of high. And, I just started talking to him, and we worked out a deal where I got it for $30. So, completely stoked about that. And as a matter of fact, I'd love to show you what it looks like, because it is pretty cool. I made the cover for it myself, so that's pretty cool. And then the book, take that off, as you can see, is in pretty darn good shape underneath. The goal of this for me obviously would be to keep my eyes peeled for a cover to marry to this book. As you can see, the significance of this book, I believe, was just where they took both Green Lantern and Green Arrow into a newer age. And it's always been an iconic book as long as I can remember collecting. Obviously, I've never owned it before, but it's just spectacular to have it. Even coverless, like I said, I make my own cover for it, so in the bag it looks great. Just leafing through it's amazing. And I'm definitely going to call this my buy of the week. I can't imagine having something this cool for that cheap come through my hands anytime soon. Although I have my eyes set on some other stuff out there right now that is really cool. And in my next haul, I'll be able to show you what's in some of this stack here, and it's going to blow you away. I think you're actually going to be impressed on what I've been able to find over the last few weeks and the new collection that I'm putting together. So that's my haul, and I'm sticking to it. I still have all this to show you, and there's some unbelievable stuff in here. I'll get to it. I'm not in any rush. I got like 2 days of work left, and then I'm off for 2 weeks, so it's going to be pretty cool. I got the sale tomorrow, 60% off back issues. should be good. Good times, man. Good holidays. Hope to do another video before Christmas. I'm sure I will. And, alright guys, peace out. It's Detroit Madman.